Welcome to Teleforum. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to Snow. And welcome Tom Young. That covers, well, it doesn't cover everything. It's 10 minutes after the hour. The snow showers have begun. It's 35 degrees in first hour today. Our friend Tom Young from First Consultants and going to talk about a new book and talk about identity. And you can watch this on Facebook, and we're on Tom's Facebook. Are we up to speed with everything at least this early? Okay.
I turned it on and went live. I did not have a challenge today on the Facebook.
I noticed that I didn't hear what's wrong with this thing before we started, but it's on your live Facebook, and we are on Beaver County Radio's Facebook Live as well. Good morning to you. How you been? And what's up?
I've been absolutely great. It's a blessing to be 10 years old, 7 and 3. I add them together now.
Oh, I like how you do that.
Absolutely. So it's a blessing to be healthy and enjoy life. And the biggest blessing is enjoying what I do and love what I do. And here we are. I've written some books we talked about, the Family Money Farm, the CFO Project.
For people that don't know, tell them what you do, because I've been asked, and I say, you know what? That's about a 10-minute discussion, because there's a whole lot of different things.
Well,
what do you do?
If we had just met and you asked me what I do, and my answer would be simple. I have a very unique approach to the financial services industry. Mm-hmm. I believe in avoiding losses. How are you doing recently with what's going on?
Yeah.
I believe in avoiding losses and not chasing interest rates. Usually I say, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Okay.
Are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement?
No.
Or do you have some doubt?
Doubt.
You have doubt. Well, can I ask you 4 questions?
Go ahead.
How much do you need when you get to that magic date, okay? So that you can retire and live out your lifetime with enjoying your lifestyle and maintain it with adjustments for inflation. Okay, how much money? Okay, well, how much do I have to save on a regular basis in order to have that amount of money when I get to retirement? What interest rate do I have to make on the money between now and then
for it to be worth more?
To have enough money
right.
to live out my lifetime and maintain my lifestyle with adjustments for inflation. Well, what's my retirement date? What
if the government's in charge, it's 95.
Well, it's actually age 87. I'll come back to that in a minute.
So I was close.
You were
okay.
Close. So what is the date of retirement, and how much will you eventually have to reduce your lifestyle in order for your money to last long enough? And if you're challenged with debt disease, which many people are, because people do everything the financial world tells them to do generally. So if you do what everybody else does, you get the average of what everybody else got. Well, the average of what everybody else got is 95% of the people are dead or dead broke when they get to that magic time in life that we sometimes refer to as retirement. So I look back I started in the financial service business in the 70s. I've been at it 47 years. And in that 47 years, what I have come to realize is in the 80s, the interest rates went crazy. Jimmy Carter, inflation went to 15-16%. Interest rates soared to 21.5 for the federal funds rate. Mortgages were 16% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. I mean, things were just crazy.
Right.
Well, out of all of that was born financial planning. See, prior to the late 70s, the term financial planning didn't exist. So it came as a result, or was it an opportunity for the financial world? And I will say that
you
with
smiled
kindness.
For people not watching. He grinned like a jack when he said, "Or was it an opportunity?"
Was it an opportunity for the financial world, to take more control of your money, because they have 4 basic rules. I want all your money, more ongoing, keep forever, and give back as little as possible. Now, if you think of those 4 things, what financial strategies or products are promoted to people so that the financial world meets those 4 goals? Well, you ever heard of a 401k? How you doing, folks, with your 401k these days? with the stock market doing what they're doing, and realizing that we've had 2 years in a row of inflation that the government admits was 8% or higher 2 years in a row. So your dollar today from 2 years ago is only worth 84 cents.
Okay.
In the last 2 years, by the end of the year, another 6 weeks, your dollar's only going to be worth 84 cents in purchasing power.
At the same time, you have to pay way more because of inflation.
It is just out of whack. But anyway, so just simply, if you're in debt, what if I could show you how to be debt free in 9 years or less without spending a dollar more than you're already spending?
That gives me a shot.
Well, that brings me to the topic today. All of this, because all of this ties together, Eddie. And before I go any further, I want to be reminded. I just saw my note, and we start every show with a prayer.
Thank you. I was wondering where the prayer was.
We want to go back to that because prayers are needed around the world right now. This China virus, as I refer it, in my opinion, came from Wuhan lab, and whether it was launched or released on purpose or not is yet to be decided yet. Maybe this version of it was a test, and I read stuff that say that they've already indoctrinated it into where it's 80% successful at killing people. So there was a study in Boston.
Okay.
This is mainstream news media. In Boston, they have not. Now, the question I have is, why the heck, I won't use the hello word, but why the heck are they trying to create this thing so that it's more effective at killing people? Why is this happening? And so I don't want to get off on that tangent.
All right, how about this? How about we do the prayer, take a break after the prayer.
Absolutely.
It's
we'll get into it.
Identity is what we're going to talk about,
You
right?
got it.
All right.
Got it.
First, the prayer.
Prayer.
Yeah.
We pray for everybody in the world. This COVID virus has touched every life, from the jungles of the Amazon to the Sahara Desert to the plains of Siberia. Everybody in the world has been touched by this thing. It has been horrendous. We pray for those who have lost loved ones. We pray for the loved ones who have been lost. We pray that the Lord would gather them into his arms and take them to his kingdom of heaven above. In Jesus' name we pray. And we want to add thoughts and prayers for those in Ukraine and this thing going on between Russia and Ukraine, that the Lord would intervene in these men's minds and help them find some way to peace and stop the destruction and killing. In Jesus' name we pray. It's funny, with all this stuff going on in the world, it is really unique. And the books that I have written, The Family Money Farm, the Financial Mastery Coaching Blueprint, which you can get both of those books for free if you go to CFO, Chief Financial Officer, CFO-project.com, put in your name and email address, you'll get an email and get a download. But I want to get into this, but let's take a break. We need to take a break, and we'll be back in a minute.
For the people that don't know, when Tom's my guest, I know I literally have to do nothing. As Tom said, take a break. We're going to take a break.
Frank,
why?
Are they going to pay me Eddie's salary today for doing Eddie's job?
No, you don't want to get bummed out. We'll talk more about money, and Tom will mock my salary after the break on Teleforum.
Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Midland presents the holiday classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Jr., November 17th to the 20th and December 1st to the 4th. Sponsored by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. For tickets, visit lincolnparkarts.org.
The holidays are upon us, and if you're looking for a special holiday gift for that hard-to-buy-for person on your list, why not pick up a gift card from the Grand Valley Inn on Constitution Boulevard in Falston. Their gift certificates can be used anytime, and listen to this great deal the Grand Valley Inn is offering. The Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving, for every $50 you spend in gift certificates, you'll receive a $10 bonus gift certificate absolutely free. The Grand Valley Inn serves delicious lunch and dinner choices Tuesday through Saturday, and on Sunday, their home-style dinner selections bring back the feel of that traditional Sunday family dinner. Grand Valley Inn also has a limited amount of party dates available. Call them at 724-843-9000 and book your holiday party. Make the Grand Valley Inn part of your holiday gift giving. Chris and the entire staff of the Grand Valley Inn send their warm holiday wishes to all of their loyal customers and Beaver Countyans. The Grand Valley Inn, family dining in a casual atmosphere.
Attention everyone on Medicare. Frank Namath here with Namath Insurance Advisors. We are partnering with veteran-owned and operated Advocate Health Advisors. That gives us the unique ability to show military veterans and seniors alike how to complement military benefits with Medicare. But I need to hear from you today. Open enrollment is going on now. We're local, and evaluations are always free. Plans include doctor and hospital coverage, prescription drug coverage, and may include dental, vision, and hearing benefits, and more.
Give Namath Insurance Advisors a call at 724-544-5155. That's Namath Insurance Advisors at 724-544-5155. Namath Insurance Advisors do not offer every plan available in your area. Any information provided is limited to the plans that they do offer. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all your options.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio. Tune in Beaver County Radio or watch the best of Beaver County live on Facebook or YouTube video this and every Thursday from 11 to 11:30. The program is made possible by St. Barnabas. For over 3 years now, the show has been dedicated to shining light on the great things going on right here in your neighborhood and the people that are making it happen. This Thursday, enjoy conversation and insight from an intriguing lineup of guests who are creating excitement and having an impact right here in Beaver County. Your friends and neighbors at St. Barnabas are pleased to support the best of Beaver County. The radio broadcast will also be replayed each week from 11:30 to noon on Sundays on Beaver County Radio. Archived Best of Beaver County videos can be viewed on the WBVP WMBA Facebook page. It's your chance to encounter the best of Beaver County with host Mike Romai this Thursday starting at 11. For more information, visit beavercountyradio.com.
Teleforum continues on this Tuesday. The snow is starting to whip around a little bit. The fistfights in the bread aisles no doubt have begun. Tom Young is my guest of First Consultants. This is being live streamed if you want to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, well, you're listening to it. We'll take that. You were going to talk about identity. What is my identity?
Identity.
That's a deep philosophical question.
You know, we have talked in the past few months about mindsets. In other words, the 6 inches between our ears, this thinking muscle, and it determines everything. So you have to sort of cultivate it. You have to work on how you think. And that is what it's not. There's a book. There's a great book that was sent to me, and for the love of me, I don't remember who sent it. It was a gift from somebody.
Okay.
And the title of the book is The Power of One More by a guy named Ed Milet, M-Y-L-E-T. It has been, and I read lots of books, and Think and Grow Rich has always been my favorite book. I read it every year. But this book really caught me and mesmerized me. And really what it talks about, it's about one more identity, one more try, one more emotion. And it's just a different mindset of how to approach you and yourself and your future. Because your future is determined by the people you associate with.
True.
Your inner circle. As he called it in the book, I always refer to it as those 5 people that are closest to you determine your future. They determine your income because the average of those 5 people is what your average income is going to be.
Right.
And you associate with these people, and they determine an unbelievable amount of your future. Here's a guy, William J.H. Betker said, "A man is judged by the company he keeps, and a company is judged by the men it keeps. And the people of a democratic nation are judged by the type and caliber of officers they elect." How appropriate that is to right now,
Yeah.
the past week. And
it went from a nice grandmother thing, you're judged by the company you keep, to, well, it's your fault these people are running this joint.
It is. And when I look at this and I think it's up to me. It comes down to, through the decision that I makes all the difference in the world in my future.
Why is it so hard for people to make that step to recognize that it is up to them, for better or worse, for good or bad?
It's up to me.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. And I meet a lot of people, and there have been times in my life when I fell into this category. But I love my little poem that Jody taught me was, "On the plains of hesitation sit the bones of countless millions who upon the threshold of success sit down to wait, and in waiting they died. People, in a large way, they think that success, I've reached it, here I am, it's a destination. It is not. Success is not a destination. Success is a journey. And are you enjoying your journey? You know, so that comes back down to those decisions that you and I make about our life every day. You know, the little saying, I shall pass this way but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer nor neglect it, nor I shall not pass this way again. It just, you know, what is, there's a story that Covey did in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he said, okay, you died. We all get to die at least once in a lifetime. So you get to the big gates, and the big guy comes out and says, look, you're a kind of special guy, and we're going to let you go back. Having your funeral today, Eddie. So we're going to let you go back.
Good to see you,
Tom. Now, they can't see you or hear you.
Okay.
They can't see you or hear you, but your friends and family are going to get up and speak for a minute or two about what you meant to them.
Ooh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So there it is. And the thought of that is, what would you want them to say about you? So how are you living your life? Are you living your life in that way or not? You know, here's
would it be a positive eulogy or an airing of grievances?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, the secret of happiness is not in doing what one likes, but liking what one has to do. So you have to find that thing. It isn't your position that makes you happy or unhappy. It's your disposition. You know, there are things, and you know, I always have these cards. I bring them with me, but I have a stack of them like 5 inches thick. That over the years, when I read books, I sit and I always have half a dozen cards sitting there, and I write notes out of books.
Well, Tom, what it does, it turns me into an even bigger crap host, because when you read one of those, I'm supposed to respond. And I just go, you know what? I need to think about that a second. That's pretty trippy. I like that.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's thinking. And it all comes to this identity. And we're going to come back after the news. I see we have another break. We're going to go to break, and then we're going to go to news, and then we're going to come back. Anything you want to add in, Eddie, while you're my guest today?
The greatest thing I ever learned in life is recognize when to stay out of the way. Tom Young on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Hi, this is Tom Young from First Consultants, Inc. Have you ever heard the phrase, you can't take it with you when you die? Of course you have. Believe it or not, nothing can be further from the truth. Everyone has economic human life value. That value based on what we do and what we earn annually for a lifetime. We all know that the next generations of our family are going to need a tremendous amount of money to circumvent the government and the problems that they have left us for our future. Life insurance creates this money for pennies. Many times it can be created with no additional out-of-pocket cost. You see, you do take it with you. You take it away from the future generations of your family. Give us a call at 724-728-6820 for a complimentary 45-minute discussion, or visit our website, firstconsultantsinc.com, or tune into our monthly multimedia simulcast and Facebook live stream video on the third Tuesday of each month from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
All advisory services are offered through PL Wealth LLC. PL Wealth is a federally registered investment advisor. PL Wealth is no way affiliated with First Consultants, Inc., nor is First Consultants, Inc. a registered investment advisor.
You're listening to Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge, broadcasting live from the St. Barnabas Studios.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Here's Frank Sparks.
And good morning on this Tuesday morning, November the 15th of 2022. Your Beaver County Radio weather forecast for today is calling for a slight chance of morning rain and snow showers. Then rain showers likely this afternoon. High is going to be up to 40 degrees. We'll have a complete Beaver County Radio weather forecast coming up for you right after we have this look at news. Baden community leaders and citizens are left with many questions this morning after David Christner, the borough's police chief, suddenly retired yesterday. There have been many rumors circulating the borough about an internal investigation that is being conducted. There was no reason given for the chief's abrupt departure. The New Brighton School Board said goodbye to one of their own and hello to a new playground. In Beaver County's Matt Durzik has more from New Brighton's school board meeting.
At the New Brighton School Board meeting on Monday night, the board unanimously approved the resignation of Travis Whalen as a member of the board, effective on December 6th, as Whalen is relocating to another part of Beaver County. The board also unanimously approved a new installation of a elementary school playground at a cost not to exceed $70,000 by Snyder Recreation Incorporated. Superintendent Joseph Corino talked about the necessity for the new playground to be built at New Brighton.
This will replace what I call the original playground, the main playground that's closest to the building. The newer one that sits outside the high school main gym was donated to us by Head Start a few years ago. The elementary original playground has far exceeded its life expectancy and is starting to need serious repairs, which obviously is not worth it on playground equipment.
The full story from last night's school board meeting can be found at beavercountyradio.com. From New Brighton, I'm Matt Durzik for Beaver County Radio News.
The Pennsylvania Office of the Attorney General announced the 500th arrest by the Child Predator Section since Attorney General Josh Shapiro took office in 2017. On November the 10th, Jonathan Bolts of Armstrong County was charged with 30 counts of possession of child pornography. He will be prosecuted by the Office of the Attorney General's Child Predator Section. Attorney General Shapiro said via release that today's milestone arrest is a result of the hard work of the public servants and employees of the Office of the Attorney General's Child Predator Section. Anyone who has information about a child predator is urged to contact the Attorney General's Child Predator Section at 1-800-385-1044. Gas prices are 3 cents higher in western Pennsylvania this week at $4.04 per gallon, according to AAA East Central's gas price report. Average price during the week of November the 15th of last year was $3.59 a gallon. The average price of unleaded self-serve gasoline here in Beaver County, $4.04 a gallon. The national average for a gallon of gasoline slid 3 cents in the past week to $3.77, which is 13 cents less than a month ago and 36 cents more than a year ago. The main reason has been fluctuations in the cost of crude oil. A report on black students in the community college system finds fewer are signing up to attend two-year colleges. One Pennsylvania school wants to change that. Danielle Smith has more.
At the Community College of Philadelphia, Dr. Darren Lipscomb says the two-year school has seen African-American student enrollment drop by about 1/3, but they're working on increasing enrollment overall and particularly for black male students. The school has a program geared towards African-American men with targeted academic and non-academic support to help them succeed in school.
Our Center for Male Engagement. They offer a summer bridge program that provides support to incoming students of color who are enrolling at the institution. And I think in addition to just having those supports, they're also providing ongoing mentorship throughout the course of the year.
The report on black students' experiences in community colleges says overall enrollment dropped 18% from fall 2019 to fall 2021. The research from the Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies found multiple pressures that keep students from finishing school, including hunger and housing insecurity.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
A slight chance of morning rain and snow showers today. Then rain showers likely this afternoon. High is going to be 40 degrees. Showers overnight tonight with a low down to 34. Wednesday, chance of rain, high 40 degrees. For your Thursday, a chance of morning snow showers, then a chance of rain and snow showers throughout the rest of the day with a high of 39. And on Friday, mostly cloudy, high 33 degrees. That is a look at the news for now. I'm Frank Sparks, Beaver County Radio News, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and beavercountyradio.com.
It's the Diamond Anniversary year of Beaver County Radio, and it's bigger and better than ever. We're now part of the St. Barnabas Radio Network and simulcasting on 4 radio stations and online at beavercountyradio.com.
(1230) WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM. 36 degrees and a snow shower in downtown Beaver Falls, and Tom Young of First Consultants is my guest. This is being live Facebook feeded, and I've told you this off the air. I'm going to go ahead and say it on the air.
Uh-oh.
That you're doing the, what do we do it once a month?
Yeah.
It is a quick hour. It is a dang quick hour. The first half hour, a lot of stuff got talked about, but we were talking about our own identity and how we can control it, or, well, if we choose to control it, or if we choose not to.
You know,
Would I get a C from what I just explained from the first half hour? Would I pass?
At least a C plus.
Right on, C plus. That's my jam.
C plus.
C plus was
plus.
all high school,
That was
baby.
better than mine. I got D minuses when I was in high school.
But they passed you through, didn't
but
they?
they wanted to get rid of me. They wanted to get rid of me.
Tom,
and
go.
and I look back, and that's a story for another
Yeah.
day. But you know, it's funny when we had talked on the break and during the news that, you know, I do this every day, and I in my mind, to me, this is God's plan for me, and I try to share it with people so that they can find their own God's plan, you know, their purpose. What is our purpose in life? And this identity thing that I'm talking about, it's the beginning of how you see yourself. It's like, I don't know if you ever watched a professional golfer, and they walk up to the ball and they step behind the ball and they look down at the ball, and you watch them and you watch their eyes, and they visualize the flight of that golf ball.
Yes, they do.
And so that's sort of what we're talking about, that visualization. Now I'm a duffer. Okay, that is my title.
Okay.
I love to play golf, but and I employ the things that I watch the pros do, and I get behind the ball and I watch it go out, and then I get up and I hit the ball, and it is beautiful, and then all of a sudden it turns. It says, "I don't like you, Tom," and it goes to the right, or it goes to the left.
It taunts you.
It
Yes.
does. It does. But
Swing thoughts.
It does. But visualization and self-talk and all of these things that I talk about, they're the only method that you have to have some kind of control on where you end up.
That makes perfect sense. Why do people not get that? Or why are people not aware of that?
You know, and it comes down to the term fear. I think
Fear of failure?
False evidence appearing real. And the most profound fears are the fear of success and the fear of failure. You know, people, that self-image we have, how we see ourselves, how we identify with ourselves.
Am I a failure? Am I a success?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And can you see yourself becoming that thing you dream about? In other words, that person, not thing, that person you dream about.
Right.
You know, we're all going to become clones. They're going to turn us into robots.
I dream of becoming
and that's it. I don't want to go there, but there was that one.
I kind of do.
They've created this woman robot. I don't know if you've seen it, but she she answers questions and communicates, and everything moves, and
well, if she answers questions, obviously it's not a real woman.
That's true. That's true.
Don't
go there. We don't want to be derogatory.
I was thinking of my ex-wife. We can move on.
You know, the title of the book, and what I do with the title of the book, it's the one more. You know, the one more thought, one more day. Are you hiding from your future? Are you afraid of what could be your future? And I think people are, myself, you know, when I do this and I talk about this, I think of times in my life where I had, you know, 30 years ago when I was on the edge of bankruptcy from a lawsuit that I was ultimately exonerated from. But that 3.5 years, it really messed with me to a serious point. And I'm blessed. The prayers were answered. I met somebody that grabbed me by the hand and helped me get out of that.
Did you have to go through that deep well to come out the other side as open-minded, or not open-minded, but as clear-minded as you've become?
Well, I had reached a point where I didn't think there was any future anymore.
Okay.
You know, I had a lot of life insurance, and I got to a point where that was probably more valuable to my family than me, because of the mess that I believed I had created. And it ended up I didn't really create the mess. I was caught in a trap that was caused by my former CPA's son.
You sound like Jimmy Stewart. You woke up and it's like I'm worth more dead than alive.
It really was at a moment in time, and I'm just thankful that I didn't really quit. I just kept reaching out and met a guy that took my hand who was an extremely successful businessman, and he just asked me a question. He says, "Do you want to quit or do you want to fix it?" And I just, in my mind, because I had been reading books, I had read lots of positive books, Think and Grow Rich, and I just, in my mind, clicked and says, there's no quit in my DNA.
So
So it became a journey, and this journey over the last 30 or so years, that the education that I have acquired from the experiences that I've had, I just believe in all of my heart that these experiences I've had, sharing them with people in a learning how to do it in a way that inspires people. Remember, you can't motivate people. People only motivate themselves. You can inspire somebody, but you can't motivate them.
You can get them fired up, but the day in, day out, they've got to do it.
Monday morning comes. I go to a weekend conference and it's all hoopla positive, and Monday morning comes. And very, very few people can take it beyond that. So there's some rules. You have to refuse to accept the norm, what everybody else is doing. You have to realize that you are unique. You were created in God's image with no other like you anywhere in the universe of the world. And so what comes with that is a lot of responsibility. And it takes courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the mastery of it. Success is never final, and failure is never fatal. When I started out at this, and I actually knocked door to door in Darlington and New Galilee, that was my insurance territory 47 years ago that I started at.
Door to door.
And knocking door to door, and you didn't know who was going to open the door, and you had to have a memorized canned talk.
And you were hoping that it was somebody that would at least let you start your speech, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so that was an experience that was probably the hardest thing in life I ever did. I used to sit in the office in the evening, and I'd have to make phone calls, and my list was the white pages in the book. I would go out during the day, and I would ride around my area that I was assigned, and I would look for nice houses, people that lived in nice places, and I would go back to the office and I would search in the white pages for that address. Now you imagine I spent a lot of hours just flipping pages and going through the phone book.
And I think that's that house. Yeah.
Match people that lived in nice houses and looking for prospects. But that was all part of learning how to do that. And I met some wonderful people in 47 years. I still have a few clients that are still alive that have been with me for 47 years. They stuck with me when I left that company and went on my own. They stuck with me, and they're still clients today after 47 years. But I've lost 4 or 5 in the last year because of we're growing older
every day,
chronologically gifted.
Yeah. When did it go for you? Tom Young is my guest with First Consultants. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. When did it go from you figuring it out for yourself to it becoming a passion to helping other people figure it out for themselves?
It was probably a couple of years after I stepped back out. I have a good friend locally in the Valley, Rich Caputo Insurance, and he has a company called Employee Share, which is an HR firm. And Richard actually went to high school with my wife, and he and I had been friends for 35, 40 years. And when I was at the bottom of the pit, I was released, and I got a letter of exoneration from the lawsuit and everything. And then I had to make some money, so I created a resume when looking for a job.
Yeah, there's that whole got to keep a roof over your head thing.
I got to make some money because the bills still got to get paid.
Yeah.
And I borrowed every penny that I could borrow through the process of the lawsuit. And I went to Richard and talked to him, and Richard's a very, very Christian guy, and he had created this company called First Consultants and was looking for somebody to run it. And I just looked at Richard and I said, Richard, that's why he sent me.
That's it.
That was exactly what I said to Richard. He said, okay, it's yours. And I said, well, here's the
No,
rules.
wait,
You make me the president, and I have total, complete authority of running it. In 90 days, we were making money, and I was paying him rent for the space in his office, so he was making money at what I was doing, and I ended up owning it a couple of years into it. I ended up owning First Consultants.
I want you to back up a second. What was your relationship like with him when you went to him and said, here's what's up? He said he's got a company. You said, I want to run it. You guys
No, I didn't say I want to run it.
Well, you said that's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here.
How close a relationship was it where...
Well, he and I were good friends.
Okay, it wasn't a total stranger
he was
saying...
also a client.
Okay.
You know, Richard's also a client.
You weren't a guy in off the street and he said, here, run this company.
No.
Okay.
No, we were friends, and you know, he was just one of those inner circle. Remember we talked earlier, and that's the importance of this point.
The five people?
We're talking about those people that you surround yourself with, that you spend a lot of time with. Be careful of that. Because, you know, we all have bozos in our lives.
I'd like to think I'm that for many.
No, Eddie, I would never say that about you. I think you've become a good friend. We enjoy doing this together and have fun at it.
You can call me a bozo, Tom. It's okay. It's all right.
But we have to be aware of that influence that other people have on us.
You're judged by the company you keep. You're affected and influenced more by the company you keep. You're right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, it's funny. I lay these cards down here, and there it is. Perception of influence. How we act is based on perceptions of how others will act toward me.
I think that's very, very correct.
You know, how people respond to me or around me. And I've always referred to them, you know, SNIOPs.
SNIOPs?
SNIOPs. SNIOPS.
Okay, it's
significant negative influence of other people.
So they're bad.
And
okay,
again,
acronyms can be good or bad.
If you hang around people long enough, you become like them. You accept their traits into your life.
Your behavior,
you know, whether
mirrors.
Criminal or whatever it is. I mean, people are influenced by the people they spend the most time with in their life.
What causes people to spend time with people? How do I make good decisions if I'm putting together my diet?
Now we have to get really deep and figure out what are people looking for. I mean, that's part of my conversation I have with somebody new that comes to my office. My goal is to help them find their why. If I can help you find your why in some way, your purpose, a man or a woman with a cause is unstoppable. So it's my way of knowing that if I can get you to that point where you now have enough vision to see yourself becoming the successful person that God intended you to be, because all of that is in us. Inside each and every one of us is that ability to be something greater than we are, whether we know it or not. And that brings us back to fear. When opportunity comes, so many of us avoid it because of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of success, fear of failure. You know, false evidence appearing real. You have to remember that word, fear. False evidence appearing real. And we have all done that. And you know, in sales, I have to contact people. It's just part of what I do.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, that was very, very hard. But I look over my years, and I have a few people that I'm coaching right now, and I have a young lady that works with me that I'm training. And I just said to her, I says, find me a headline in the newspaper where a salesman asks somebody to buy something or do something, and the person reacted and shot them, beat them up, killed them. Where's the headline? So that false evidence appearing real is really that false. You know.
My mom would say, don't borrow trouble. Don't imagine negative things until a negative thing happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Being on the right track without taking action, and fear stops us from action, just means you'll get hit by the train. You like that one?
I do like that one. Anything with a Wile E. Coyote visual reference, yeah.
It is, and I had this little funny story. We're talking about the insurance and the financial industry and that, and the woman, her husband passed away, and they had no life insurance. So she went to the insurance office, and the guy behind this says, "Well, ma'am, you didn't have any life insurance. You only had fire insurance." She said, "Well, that's why I'm here. He was cremated." And with that, we'll take our last break before we wrap it up. That smirk from Frank.
I wondered. It's like I got a funny story. It starts with a death and no life insurance. I'm like, how is this? Okay, cremation. Yeah, immolation. What is it? Immolation.
Yeah.
Sure. It's Teleforum with Tom Young on Beaver County Radio.
Hey, it's Jimmy Fallon from Fox News, inviting you to tune into Beaver County Radio weekdays from noon to 3 p.m. for Fox Across America with me, Jimmy Fallon. It is the fastest growing radio show in the country, mainly because of my weight. But the point is, you tune into our show, you could be a Republican, you could be a Democrat, just don't be a jerk. Listen live on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. I'll see you there.
You don't have to have had an accident, suffered a sports injury, or undergone surgery to take advantage of the benefits of physical therapy from Dale Reckless at MRS Physical Therapy. At a recent live broadcast at MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater, Dale Reckless talked about treatment for the common foot pain condition, plantar fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis is a pretty common thing, and I tell my patients, don't wait to come and get some treatment for it. The longer you wait, the more chronic it becomes, and we'll still fix it, but it'll just take longer. If you come to see me when you're first getting the symptoms, then I can take care of it a lot quicker. What I do with plantar fasciitis is we give some stretches to do. I do a lot of hands-on exercise, and then I also do an evaluation of how they walk and how they stand. They need the hands-on work that I do to help cure the plantar fasciitis.
If you need physical therapy for any reason, choose the place that your friends and neighbors do. MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater and Cranberry Physical Therapy in Cranberry. Visit mrsphysicaltherapy.com.
Are you ready for a life-changing career? Presley Ridge is seeking bachelor's and master's level professionals to provide mental health services for kids and families in Beaver County. Presley Ridge employees receive high-quality clinical supervision and training, flexible schedules, and competitive benefits, including paid health care and tuition reimbursement. Visit presleyridge.org/careers to find current opportunities and apply now. Presley Ridge is an equal opportunity employer.
Now entering our 75th year of serving Beaver County. You're listening to 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Part of the St. Barnabas Radio Network.
Conversation with Tom Young continues on Teleforum. It's 37 degrees and a little bit of snow flurries in downtown Beaver Falls. Tom Young of First Consultants. It's always great to see you, and it's always great to let you end the show however you want because you're better at it than me.
We talked about one more identity.
Yes.
And it's really about self-image. It's about how we see ourselves. It's about thinking rightly, thinking with integrity about our future, and finding our way, because that secret of secrets that I have found in my life to love what I do. I enjoy what I do. Doesn't mean I don't have challenges,
right?
But to me, challenges are opportunities to be better by. Challenges. Without challenges, there would be no personal growth. So challenges are always going to be there. I almost look forward to them because I have to deal with them. And in dealing with challenges that come, it really helps me grow a little bit more and stretch a little bit more.
Is that the part that you enjoy? If a challenge comes, like, all right, I'm going to get tested. When I come out the other side, I'm going to be that much better.
It's just the result that happens, Eddie. It's just the result. Every day there's, I call them little fires, a little firelight. Somebody calls on the phone.
Everybody
and they have
has
a problem.
them. Yes.
And now that's your problem.
Yeah.
And they're a client and you have to fix it. You know, and in the book, he talked about One More Dream, was where I'm at now. Now, I'm not done with the book yet. I'm a slow reader. But One More Dream, the happiest people in life operate out of their imagination and dreams and not their histories. We have to learn how to stop looking back and judge ourselves because of some past event in our life. You know, I'm not worthy of this. And I think that I'm not worthy is a big mental problem that people have.
Fear of success.
Fear of success. I'm not worthy, and they use, you know, things that they experienced in their life that might have been bad or not so good, and now that tainted me in some way.
Didn't work before. Why would it work now?
Right. You know, there was one thing here. Margaret Thatcher. Okay.
Yeah.
Great little quote. Disciplining yourself to do what you know is right and important, although difficult, is the high road to pride, self-esteem, and personal satisfaction. So we know that you know, success in the future comes out of this self-esteem, how we see ourselves. Person looks back in the mirror. Do you like that person or not? Mm-hmm. And if you don't like that person, you really have a hard time having relationships with other people. And you know, misconceptions about self-confidence and identity. I am what I possess. So many people are caught up in stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I am what I possess. So, you know, I need new car, I need new this, and I need to impress people with what I possess.
Your possessions can quickly possess you.
You know, the more possessions acquired, the higher my self-confidence will be. And really that's a trap. You know, I am my accomplishments. Feeding ego is an insidious trap because those accomplishments, it's like the old saying when the sales manager say, don't tell me what you did last week, tell me what you're going to do this week.
Mm-hmm. Tell people how they can get in touch with you. We're almost out of time.
We're almost out of time.
They don't know.
Okay.
They need to know how to get in touch with you.
I'm Tom Young, and I own a company called First Consultants, Inc. You can find me. I'm in Beaver, Pennsylvania, 1413 3rd Street. I'm all over the internet. I have hundreds and hundreds of podcasts, so I think I'm easy to find. The number is 724-728-6820. You know, I offer everybody an hour of my time to sit down and meet and see if there's any kind of chemistry that I can help you with to get beyond that. You can also go to cfo-project.com and get a download. You'll get an email and a link to download my book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project, and my second book, which is a new ebook called Financial Mastery Coaching, The Blueprint. And the purpose of the Blueprint book is how do I do it daily? In other words, how do I put this together in what I'm doing?
Tom Young, always great to have you. It's Teleforum. We'll speak again.
Absolutely.
Beaver County Radio.
Everybody.
Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield and Allegheny Health Network are pleased to present a new show on Beaver County Radio called Heroes. Tune in every Saturday at 10 and Sunday at 12:30 for Heroes, a wonderful half-hour segment hosted by Jim Roddy that profiles many of the local heroes in this community. Click highmark.com for more information and then tune in for Heroes this Saturday at 10 and again Sunday at 12:30 on WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM.